The following students will receive the Bachelor of Arts degree from the College of Education: Kirby M. Christopher, Education Studies; Bridget Marie Folsom, Education Studies; Myrtle Elizabeth Grayson, Education Studies; Amanda L. Kearney, Education Studies; Dornisha Miller Boyd, Education Studies; Danielle L. Neubauer, Education Studies; Felicia L. Taylor, Education Studies; Nakia Davis Woods, Education Studies; Skylar Kristen Albright, Elementary Education; Callie Mae Ammons, Elementary Education; Kimberly A. Berry, Elementary Education; Savannah M. Bitting, Elementary Education; Claudia Elizabeth Bowling, Elementary Education; Molly Sue Campbell, Elementary Education; Martha Emily Carroll, Elementary Education; Tiffany A. Cawley, Elementary Education; Magdalena Cervantes, Elementary Education; Emily L. Chaffin, Elementary Education; Maria M. Kofer, Elementary Education; Elena Bell Covington, Elementary Education; Michaela Sue Crawford, Elementary Education; Mackenzie Lauren Dale, Elementary Education; Audrey Nicole Davis, Elementary Education; Emily Diane Davis, Elementary Education; Lacey Malia Donald, Elementary Education; Lauren Elise Dooley, Elementary Education; Kara Elizabeth Farron, Elementary Education; Emma L. Fields, Elementary Education; Carly May Freeman, Elementary Education; Carson G. Gentry, Elementary Education with Leadership and Ministry; Susan Rebecca Hollander, Elementary Education; Erica Alexis Jones, Elementary Education; Aubrey Ellen Rose McAleese, Elementary Education; Tara N. McKenzie, Elementary Education; Casey Ann Montgomery, Elementary Education; Yesenia Marquez Ramos, Elementary Education; Elizabeth Lee Ramsey, Elementary Education; Nancy Choate Roach, Elementary Education; Brittany Morgan Roberts, Elementary Education; Elaine Marie Savage, Elementary Education; Taylor Allison Shannon, Elementary Education; Samantha Jane Summers, Elementary Education; Alyssa C. Tatro, Elementary Education; Carly Ann Warren, Elementary Education; Holly Wheeler, Elementary Education; Shelby A. Beasley, General Studies; Jordan A. Pounders, General Studies; Maria D. Albaron, Middle Level English, Language Arts, and Math; Sarah Elizabeth Brantley, Middle Level English, Language Arts, and Math; Krista Ann Hagenberger, Middle Level English, Language Arts, and Math; Amelia D. Thomas, Middle Level English, Language Arts, and Math; Jeremy Lee Edwards, Middle Level English, Language Arts, and Science; Aday Mast, Middle Level English, Language Arts, and Social Science; Maria Gonzalez, Middle Level Math and Science; Braden Clay Hammett, Middle Level Math and Science; Jared Davis Hutchison, Middle Level Math and Social Science; Melanie N. Pond, Special Education; Abby Marie Jenkins, Special Education, Birth to Kindergarten. The following students will be receiving a Master of Arts, Excellence in Teaching: Brittany Paige Baltz, Jessica Ashley Bell, Heather Diane Calicott, Colby Lee Canterbury, Hannah Carmichael, Karen Hamrick, Richard L. Hudson III, Sarah R. Robinson, Abby Caitlin Sims, Carrick DeJuan Turner Sr. The following students will be receiving the Master of Arts in Teaching: Trevor Brian Hanna, Elementary Education; Sarah Brianne McCrary, Elementary Education; Taylor Don Mounts, Elementary Education; Hilda Noemi Sanchez, Elementary Education; Jessica Faith Smith, Elementary Education; Sydney Michaela Walsh, Elementary Education; Erin Jessica Winberry, Elementary Education; Samuel Gerald Blankenship, Secondary Education; Laura Nicole Bradley, Secondary Education; Amy Marie Dreer, Secondary Education; Micah James Gregerson, Secondary Education; Jennifer Lynn McMillan, Secondary Education; Kendall Dave Naciancino, Secondary Education; Luke Lee Schaefer, Secondary Education; Sharon Denise Clark, Special Education, Birth to Kindergarten; Dana Nicole Conrad, Special Education, Birth to Kindergarten; Samantha Lynn Cook, Special Education, K-12; Emily Ninan Shonako, Special Education, K-12; Matthew Dean Piazza, Special Education, K-12; Jennifer Ann Yeager, Special Education, K-12. The following students will be receiving the Master of Education degree: Cassandra Jill Brooks, Educational Leadership; Terrell Dwayne Brown, Educational Leadership; Natalie Reinhardt Henderson, Educational Leadership; Kenna Lejean Patterson, Educational Leadership; Dontario L. Porter, Educational Leadership; Cody Spears, Educational Leadership; Sharon Tucker, Educational Leadership; Erica Nicole Butler, Reading; Donna Jo Clevenger, Reading with Dyslexia; Joanna Ellen Emberson, Reading with Dyslexia; Fallon Miller Francis, Reading with Dyslexia; Abigail Victoria Jones, Reading with Dyslexia; Carrie Lynn Kramer, Reading with Dyslexia; Madison Lee Ramsey, Reading with Dyslexia; Rachel Christina Rubel, Reading with Dyslexia; Cassandra Jean Sims, Reading with Dyslexia; Mackenzie K. Thompson, Reading with Dyslexia; Rachel Elizabeth Wittenberg, Reading with Dyslexia; Donna Elaine Hill, Special Education; Melody Page Logan, Special Education; Cassandra Hope Miller, Special Education; Jordan Nicole Scott, Special Education; Michael Small, Special Education; Megan Nicole Turner, Special Education; Evan Graham Burgess, Special Education, K-12. The following students will be receiving the Master of Science degree in Professional School Counseling: Mason Jeremy Barnes, Heather Brooke Carlisle, Stephen Jacob Holmes, Audrey Deneen Parker, Alexander Jordan Raspberry. The following students will be receiving the Master of Science in Education degree: Carlos Calderon, Education; Eric Joseph Hansen, Education; Amy Jo Warren, Education; Mason Curtis Banger, Kinesiology; Luke Randall Tribble, Kinesiology; Court Landon Richardson, Teaching English as Second Language. The following students will be receiving the Master of Science in Marriage and Family Counseling Therapy: John Christopher Ashburn, Connor M. Kelly, Evan I. Pratt, Noah W. Sandland. The following students will be receiving the Educational Specialist degree with an emphasis in clinical mental health counseling: Harley Elise Belk, Chelsea Elizabeth Butterworth, David Dwayne Dalton, Rachel Hannah Henningsen, Clayton Cole Henriksen, Ariel Renee English Inman, Samuel Van Kerkowitz, Brayton Quinn McAleese, Lolita Elise Meredith, Gina Nicole Pulciani, Richard Garrett Robbins, Peyton Grant Timms, Courtney Lynn Wallace, Corey Denise Wood, Catherine Marie Yates. The following students will be receiving the Educational Specialist degree in Educational Leadership: Christopher Lewis Johnson, Terry Metz, Lisa Gail Moore, Hope Allen Warsham. The following students will be receiving the Doctor of Education degree: William David Perkins. His dissertation is titled Predictive Effects of College-Level Work Completed in High School on Baccalaureate Degree Outcomes. Taryn Anjali Eccles. Her dissertation title is Effects of Participation in the Summit Learning Platform by Gender on Student Academic Achievement. Nicholas Brent Hill. His dissertation title is Predictive Effects of Gender, Socioeconomic Status, and Body Mass Index Scores on Student Achievement.